Hi everybody, this is Pastor Susan and Pastor Megan from Virtual Grace, coming to you from the Presidio Chapel and the Interfaith Center at the Presidio here in beautiful San Francisco. And we want to remember and honor the Ohlone and the other indigenous folks who are on this land. This is the Presidio Chapel, and this actually was an Army chapel, actually for a long time. The Presidio, of course, was an Army base back, I don't know what year it was, 20 years or so ago now. The Army left, and the National Park Service took it over, and a lot of people thought that it would be a great idea to have all kinds of nonprofits come in, especially those who are about peacemaking. How to create peace. So turning a former Army base into a peacemaking base was the idea. So you have organizations in here like Swords to Plowshares. They work with veterans and do help with recovery and activities. United Religions Initiative is here in the Presidio also. They're a global interfaith organization that they do wonderful things throughout the world. I always give them as an example of, we get so discouraged about what's going on in the world and watch the news and get depressed, and yet there are a lot of good things going on in the world, but we don't see them in the news. So check out United Religions, URI.org, and you'll see really great stuff going on in the world. But here, right here, is the Interfaith Center at the Presidio, and also here is the San Francisco Interfaith Council. And the San Francisco Interfaith Council works just with the city of San Francisco, and of course they do great things. They run the Interfaith Shelter every year for homeless folks to have a place to eat and sleep during the winter months. They also have our Thanksgiving breakfast service every year, and bringing together people of all faiths and no faith, and politicians, city officials. And Interfaith Center is the kind of the tender of this chapel. Have Interfaith Memorial Day service. They give tours of the chapel. They promote the idea of this being a sacred space that has, actually the Army chapel itself, of course, was interfaith. Military chapels are interfaith, and so they continue in that tradition of creating a space where all are welcome. And then down the hill also is the exhibit that's going on right now of the Presidio's role in the Japanese internment during World War II. So you have that issue as well, not something we care to think a whole lot about or remember, but there it is. And it's wise that we do, because, gee, maybe something like that could happen again. Oh wait, it is happening again. So we need to remember our past history. So the exhibit is a good way to do that and remember. Yeah, it's fascinating to be here and to think about all of the eras and the periods of history that have gone on here. The people who have been here, from the indigenous people who were here originally, and then the Spaniards came, then the U.S. Army was here, and now all of these peacemaking organizations are here. So it's really kind of amazing to think about the trajectory of history. We tend to so often think about what we're going through right now is it. This is it. And yet history goes on, and a lot of terrible things have happened in history, a lot of good things have happened in history, some at the same time. And we need to certainly keep on working on our justice issues today, but not to fall into despair and think that the world is coming to an end and it's all going to hell in a handbasket, although it feels that way sometimes. But remember that a lot of people have come before us and gone through some trying times too. And a lot of people have done some fabulous work in prevailing against some very bad things. And that's what we have to do too. And to remember to come here and other places like this to watch and see and enjoy the beauty that's all around us, and not to just go into those dark spaces. The world is beautiful. So are you. Don't forget it.